Hello everyone. My name is Zoe, and today we are talking to Buppy. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How
How you
are
doing?
you?
I'm good. Out here in Hawaii, man. Life is good.
Yeah. How has it been like balancing working and doing all the music stuff in Hawaii? Do you feel more
Yeah, it's
inspired?
yes, like musically, I think just with all experiences and getting out and getting a break from the rat race that is like living in a city
Yeah.
is nice. But yeah, I definitely like want to be at the beach currently, and I'm sitting in my apartment
Yeah, I
making
had to
music and
drag you
interviews
away.
and teasers and whatever it is. So I don't know, it's in between, but yeah, I love what I do, so I'm happy.
Yeah, perfect. Is that gonna I'm wondering if being in Hawaii for so long is gonna inspire some sort of surf rock era for you.
Dude, I know, right? I've made a lot of yeah, I've been doing like a lot of acoustic stuff. I left my guitar at home, sadly, so I'm gonna go buy like a 6 string little uke thing, I think. But
Um,
yeah, I've been kind of like I'm like using this stuff. This is my mic from home, but I'm using like everything else is just like random shit that I've acquired at like Goodwill and stuff since being here. So I do what I can,
Right.
but
You know what? That's a
we'll
good way
see.
to do it. You don't have to check a bag,
No,
right?
I know. Well, I've checked the bag, but you still can't fit. Like I can't spit.
Oh
My speakers are like huge. That they weigh like half the
yeah.
bag can weigh. So
Can't
yeah,
really
no,
fit
not
those in
that.
there. But so most recently you did a show with Austin George, Arden Jones. How was that?
That
It
was
looked
great,
great.
man. They're good dudes. Yeah, I'd known Arden for a bit before. Of course, the Sheesh guys through it, who I've known for a while. And Sauce Only was like a sponsor. I also know Brandon really well, who's the head of Sauce Only. All of those super good people. Winston House was like a venue I've wanted to play for a long time. It's in Venice, like waterfront. I've been there a bunch of times and always wanted to play there. So it was cool to do that finally. And yeah, I met Austin George too, who's super kind dude. All glowing things. I thought his set was really cool. And it's like a second time performing. So shout out him for that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like I was on first and then I just got to like chill for the rest of the night, which
That
usually
is,
I'm like,
yeah.
second to last or last. So it's a lot of like, can't kind of just like let loose until you're like done with your show. And this
Yeah.
time it was very like I was just able to screw around all night, which is fun.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like that makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, it
Have
was fun.
you played other live shows before this?
Yeah, a lot of them. This was probably my 40th or 50th gig ever. And like in the
Yeah.
last 2 years, I think we've played like 30 or some shows. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun just because a lot of the stuff I play is like sometimes it's house shows and sometimes it's college things and sometimes it's like
Yeah.
smaller gigs and this one is a lot of like just people I care about and know coming through in LA, and it's a
Yeah.
lot different than like playing a college show, which is also fun for different
Right.
reasons. But
But
yeah, it was great.
different vibes for sure. Do you find
Great.
yourself kind of tailoring your set or tailoring how you go about a show
Yeah.
based on where you play it?
For sure. For sure. Like college shows, we have multiple covers too. Like we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
like Stacy's Mom live sometimes. We do
Oh, I
like
saw that on your
we do like
Instagram.
Acai Bowl by Dominic Fike sometimes. We do like a bunch of stuff people would know, and we're
Yeah,
constantly changing that up. And then a lot more high, like less about what's doing well on Spotify and more about like what is high energy, what's high tempo, what's fun.
for sure.
Um, because no one at the college is gonna like, even if they do know you, it's like a lot of it's just like let's have fun, let's party. It's not
Right.
like
You want it to be
sit here.
memorable.
And me, like my biggest songs are both under 100 BPM, like pretty slow, sad songs. So yeah, when I make a set for like an Austin George, Arden Jones show, it's what I'm proud of, everything that I'm proud of. When I make a set for college, it's like what can I play that's the most fun, and
Yeah.
you know
I interviewed someone recently and they told me that the biggest piece of advice they got was for structuring a live show, it's one original, or like not one, but like an original, something that everyone knows, and then something people can dance to. So it sounds like you have just naturally like encompassed that as well through your.
Yeah, doing my best. I mean, the covered thing's always nice, but of course, when you're looking at like a 20-minute set and you're like, I have
Right.
all these songs I'm so proud of. Why am I playing this, Fountains of Wayne fucking
Mm-hmm.
song? You're like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, it's great. I've definitely enjoyed. Um, definitely enjoyed like being able to control what I'm playing live and all that, and all the live stuff's very out of my brain, and so that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. And now you played South by Southwest as well?
Yeah, I did. I was in Austin like the whole week.
Okay. And what was that like? I know like it's a huge
Yeah,
thing.
it's
It's, the
crazy.
whole week. Tell me about
It was weird because it was definitely like I've not toured that far out of LA in general.
that.
So
Oh yeah.
like I've only been to Utah and like the Intermountain West, but so yeah, it's weird like from just getting there, getting all the band there, getting all the equipment there was like a different, unique experience. And then once I was there, like, it was a lot of like you'd be partying all day from like 10 to 10, 10 to 1, whatever it is, and you wake up and you have to play a set at like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or
hmm
whatever it is, and
hmm
it's like so just exhausting of a event, but it's great because
Yeah.
it's fun and whatever. But yeah, it was cool. I recommend anyone to go. If they get the invitation and can go, I definitely recommend anyone to go. I had a lot of fun. My set itself was super cool. I was thrown by some companies that I super respect, like Two Lost and 247 artists, and
hmm
um, yeah, and I definitely had a lot of fun playing there. I think it was exhausting, but
Yeah.
aside from that, it was super
Is
fun.
it a big collaboration space? Like, are you making music with like a bunch of people that like
Yeah,
you're
so
coming
that's the
across, or is
thing.
there not a lot of
I
time?
think I think it's when you so I think it's when like there's a community of people, especially in Austin, that do South by Southwest every year. And
Ah, okay.
those people have, like they know that the gig, they know what's going on. When you get thrown into it, like you don't really know your first year what's going on. So it's hard to like go and like do these artist social events and stuff. But I definitely met a ton of people that I
Yeah.
saw play, the days of, and then there'd be a party thing at the night and we'd all hang out or whatever. And there's a bunch of workshop things too with artists, but I think that's mainly like companies will kind of choose early on who they're trying to kind of present then.
Yeah.
This year there was a huge British music embassy like
Oh.
crossover. So a lot of these British artists had big like workshopping or big like studio events, and then Dolby did like an in studio thing with a bunch of artists, but I wasn't a part of that. So yeah, I mean mainly my stuff was just playing sets, but there is definitely space to go and you know meet a bunch of people and work on a bunch of stuff. And
Gotcha. So you kind of make it your own. That's cool.
yeah, there's definitely lots of ways that you can get involved with companies early on and do their sponsored stuff. And there's definitely like you just go to somebody's house while they're their Airbnb and you go screw around, and there's
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Um, so that being said, all these different venues and these different shows you've played, what would be a dream venue for you?
Um, yeah, I really want to play the complex in Salt Lake City because I grew up in Utah, and that's like the biggest, not the biggest venue. I think Vivint Arena is the biggest, but that's like the biggest, foreseeable venue that I want to play is complex. It's like that of that 2,000, 3,000 cap. And then yeah, I mean, there's bunches in LA like Troubadour, Roxy, the
Yeah.
places everyone wants to play, everyone has played. And then yeah, I mean those are like probably the venues I foresee the most. However, I was on the beach in Waikiki and I saw something called the Karaoke Shack, and it's
Oh,
like an awesome looking venue, and I would love to play a show there. I don't know how that would happen. Definitely don't think I have the fan base for it out here, but
hey,
that place looked really really sick. It was like just like a shack on an ocean. So
that sounds awesome. Hit them
yeah,
up.
it's great. I know.
Be like, listen.
Send them the interview.
Yeah, exactly. So you segued that pretty nicely for me. You're from Utah and you have a new single coming on the
Yeah.
19th, Park
Yeah, the
City,
19th.
Utah. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah. Park City is just about Park City and growing up and kind of some of my family life, some of my school life, just a lot of stuff that like I don't usually talk about on records. It's the first record I'm putting out that I produced, I would say most of. I did have another guy who I'm close friends with named Nick, who's great. Came in and fleshed it out more. but yeah, the original demo is in my room, which is like kind of unusual. Usually I make things with other people in their studios.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, just an uber personal record to me. My little brother is on the cover art. And we shot it in our childhood home. He's also like the lead role in the music video, and I directed and edited the music video. So, um, yeah, it's definitely like a unique release in that way because usually I don't do all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one. It's the one I'm probably the most happy about on this EP, and the one I'm most excited for. So I'm excited to drop it.
And I think that's really awesome to kind of showcase to everyone that listens to your music that kind of breadth, because you know you have like the upbeat Miranda and you have hot
Yeah,
B and all that stuff. So I think it'll be like cool to kind of see the different levels to everything. So
yeah.
Names and Places, that's the new EP.
That's the new one, and I think it comes out sometime between June and July, but I'm not
Okay.
sure the exact date as of right now. But yeah, it'll be out between then, and I've been working on it for like the last year or so, and the tracks that got selected were out of like 90 or something tracks that I had made for this second EP, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely like stylistically similar to Hot B in a way, and then also different. It has that slower stuff with Park City, and then just a lot more like indie kind of guitar-y based stuff that I'm
Yeah.
proud of.
That's so cool. And how would you say that this project is different either from like a technical standpoint or even like lyrically compared to the other projects, the other EPs that you've released prior?
Yeah, I mean, so this one, I mean, the whole point of this one was to the first EP I had was very about me, and it was a lot of the stories are about me, and they were about tangible events in my life. And this EP, regardless of like Park City's tie to me, is actually very about the perspective and positions of a lot of different people, like Names and Places. The whole idea from the music videos to the songs is basically different perspectives of human beings, and in each song I think they evoke different emotions, and in each
Mhm.
video it's a different person filming, mainly point of view. So in the Park City video we have my little brother playing me, who was holding the camera in a lot of the shots as a POV, and then you had Miranda, which followed the story of um two people who are in love, and then have like a turbulent relationship there, um you know and that all takes place in a big city. So basically this project was just a bunch of different stories, 6 different stories that from the video to the song all play into their own unique emotion and perspective. So I think that's very different from the past work because it's a lot less it's detached from me,
Yeah.
and then from a sonic point, yeah, I think it's just more indie, more developed. I think the stuff I was working on earlier is a little less cohesive. While I do love all those records, I think they're a lot less cohesive than this project is. And yeah, so that's I'm super stoked about it for those reasons.
The
But
progress of it.
yeah, I know.
Awesome. That's so exciting. And when did you start making music?
I started when I was 12, like making stuff. I would just go on GarageBand and then Logic eventually.
Mhm.
Um, and just like I think I was making like EDM dance beats.
Okay.
But then yeah, when I was 14, I dropped my first like song on Spotify. It was also under Buppy, but I took all the stuff from 14 to 16 down,
Mhm.
so it's like erased from the world. And then when I was 16, when I moved to Los Angeles, a few months after, I finally dropped the first song that I'm like known by now, and that was Violence. So it's been like I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 year ride now from start to finish.
You're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Something like
Well,
that.
so Open My Letter and Cold Nights in Hollywood, those are like in if we're like looking at it from a streaming perspective, those are the ones that are most successful.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about those songs that made them so?
I mean, when I heard they're kind of two different completely routes, because when
Yeah.
I made and dropped Up My Letter, it was my second song. not, not a lot of push behind it. I didn't have a manager at that point. I didn't have anything at that point besides me.
Mhm.
Um, and that one was just a really solid song, I think. And even when I heard it for the first time, I knew that there's something special about it. And yeah, it's just framed very uniquely and in a very unique way. And I think sonically it does something that not a lot of records do. And
Mhm.
both of those songs similarly, I guess, touch, a pretty deep touch on pretty deep emotional things. Cold Nights, though, differently, had a lot of TikTok support early on, and people have
Mhm.
been wanting that record for a while. So I think that led to Cold Nights' success. And I think Open My Letter, it just hit at this time where I don't know, it was like during like the height of the COVID thing. And,
Mhm.
I think people were just searching for tunes, and mine happened to come out, and it was something I think that not a lot of people had heard, and people just
Yeah,
dived into it and liked it. So
for
to Spotify, like that's my biggest song everywhere, no
right,
matter where you go, the YouTube video, the Apple Music, the SoundCloud, the everything.
for sure.
And I think the truth is that there's music that stands out, and you may make 30 songs, and maybe 10 of them will be the ones that fill your, hopes and dreams of all the whatevers you wanted,
Yeah,
and the other 20 will just be songs that you made. And when I heard that song, you can like, I can tell the difference when I listen to music on which songs I'm gonna put all the songs out that I want to put out. But I can
right.
hear, when I hear a song like that, I can say like, okay, this is one, just like Park City, that I'm really fucking proud of, and I think
Yeah,
can go really far. So um yeah, similarly, I'm excited about the May 19th release, and I think it will hit a very similar chord for a lot of the people that liked
yeah.
those two records. So
That's very exciting. Like you said earlier, your songs were a little bit more about you, a little bit more personal. And I know, there's a good portion of artists, or there's some artists that really tend to write based on personal experience or like past breakups, what have you. What would you say, like, do you think that like being in a relationship versus not being in a relationship has an impact on your artistic
yeah, that's
creation?
interesting. I think for sure, but in my case, I've written some songs with my girlfriend Greta. She was a part of Cold Nights in Hollywood. She was a
Yeah.
part of Hot Bitch. And in those ways, she's definitely been a huge part of that process on those two songs. So shout out her for that. But yeah, I think in general, relationships definitely breed a new perspective on things into your life. But I think music is one of those things, at least for me, where it's always been like, no matter what I feel at that time or what I'm doing at that time, a lot of my music is just made around uh whatever I want to have
Yeah,
it be about in that
for
moment,
sure.
and whether that's something that I felt 3 years ago, whether that's something that I think I'll feel in 2 months,
Yeah.
it's like everything that I make is kind of up to me in those sessions, or up to honestly the people I make music with too, because
Yeah.
how they're feeling and what they want to do on the production end. Or I songwrite most of my stuff, but and I collab on the production and stuff. Whatever they
Mhm.
end up putting in there, infinitely shapes what the song's going to be about. So
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know, I don't think it's had too much of an effect on me. I definitely have had songs do well while single, and songs do well while not single.
There
So
you go. Yeah, no, I think there's definitely something to be said for it's you're utilizing experiences, you're utilizing emotions, but it's not necessarily parallel to what stage wherever you are in your life at that moment. So the
yeah.
creative expression is very much a separate thing in that sense. So cool.
Yeah, but a lot of people definitely like go into they have a bad day, they just go into the studio and
Yeah,
just like let
exactly.
it all out. And yeah, I've definitely been like a bigger thinker about things for a while. And even if I
Yeah.
am in a bad mood, I might make a happy song and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So at what point, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and you've been doing this for years now. At what point did you kind of like decide, okay, I'm all in, this is what I'm doing?
I still haven't decided, you know, I don't
Oh,
know.
there you go.
I mean, like, I think at least for the current moment, this is what I love doing, you know, and
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I've been playing, you know, instruments for a while and making music, and I think I'll always in my life want to be, you know, involved in music creation, whether that's as a hobby or a passion or career or whatever. But no, I mean, it kind of just chose me through, you know, being reached out by, you know, my manager who I love, and you know, other people who have definitely gotten me ahead recently and invested time and energy and, you know, wherewithal into what I'm doing. So I think more than me saying, okay, this is my life, this is what I'm doing, this is, I think it all just kind of happened. And the tunes I was putting out, you know, I definitely got more serious. There was a point where I branded everything very
right.
clearly, and I, you know, monthly changed all the art and schedule. You don't drop a song a month like on the whim. Like you have to schedule it
Yes,
all out, you know.
absolutely.
So yeah, there's times where it got more serious, and there's times where I intentionally did that. But you know, I don't happily, I don't know the course of my rest of my life, you know, and
Yeah, no,
I'm happy being where I'm at. But yeah, I would
right.
say when I was 16, I definitely took when I took everything down, and I, you know, I was doing photo shoots and branding and changing things, and it wasn't like one photo for the whole year, and it wasn't like,
Yeah,
you know, not posting when things would come out, and it became more serious. So I think that was the time. Um, but
for sure.
yeah, I'm just happy to be doing. I'm lucky to be in the position that I am in because
Yeah. And I think that's definitely like a great way to go about it. Probably, I would imagine, takes a little bit pressure off you to
yeah,
just be very present.
I mean, it's always stressful, you know, hoping you continue to do what you've done, and you know,
Yeah,
like as we all get older, so does everyone who listens to your music, you know. So
yeah,
you have a given amount of time, and you make what with it what you do. But I don't know. I have a lot of good advisory in my life, and a lot of good mentors that are, you know, been doing this for as long as I've been alive. So I'm
yeah. That's
stoked.
it. I think that's awesome that you have
Yeah.
that support system too, for sure. Just getting your peers' advice, people bouncing back and forth with that, and then people that have the years and the experience from a different perspective as well too. So, um, Cold Nights in Hollywood, the brand. Can you
Yes.
tell me about that?
Yeah, it's just something that I, you know, I used to do pop-ups in Los Angeles with clothing a lot. That
Okay.
would be the pop-up name. Nobody knew who I was as an artist. I was just a guy selling, you know, clothes that I'd made.
Mhm.
Um, and I still do it. I still hope to have a lot of clothing. You know, I really do want to do a lot of more clothing stuff and a lot more events with that. And that's kind of the ultimate goal, is like when the Buppy thing builds up to a point where, you know, a lot of people are involved, getting them involved in the events and the clothing, whether it's me on stage or whether it's anyone else, you know, or whether it's just me selling clothes out of a store on, you know, Melrose.
Yeah.
Um, so the brand is, yeah, it's, I mean, it's basically encapsulates everything that I've done. It's the parent company to the music. It's the parent company to the clothing. It's um, and yeah, for all the clothing stuff, basically what's going forward is I am basically screen printing everything myself right now, and just dialing in like how I want these pieces to look, and I want to do a lot more like unique uh you know, one of one stuff than what
Yeah.
I did before, which was like bulk prints. However, I need like both because when you go and tour, you need, you know, like a lot of just quantity of stuff. So just working out on all of it, trying to design it all. You know, a lot of the merch coincides with touring, and I just haven't. I'm not
Yeah.
on like a big opening tour slot yet, so just trying to build it up and like plan to drop. But yeah, I've been blessed. Like everything we've put out has gone sold, and I think it's super cool. Like just the clothing designs that I have in my head, I think are really cool. And I do, you know, I work in Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff. And
Yeah.
um, so all of that stuff comes from my end. And yeah, I'm excited to keep pursuing it. And like that's
Yeah.
honestly where I have a lot of my fun, is just making the designs and stuff that
That's
does
so
not come
sick.
out.
Do you have a favorite piece that you've designed and released thus far?
Yeah, I like the like I did like a sweatsuit,
Ooh, that's cool.
like like a combo cut, like whatever the fuck, two in one
Two
thing,
piece.
um,
Yeah.
two-piece thing. And yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't know where, I don't have any here, but they're cool. I think they're now off the website, but I really like that stuff. And then, um, yeah,
Cool. That's so awesome. Looking forward to seeing the
yeah,
new
I know. Whenever it
whenever they
comes
come.
out, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's supposed to come. Definitely something for the EP will drop, and it'll be
Cool.
a small run. It's definitely I don't know. I hope my stuff always finds its way onto someone who wants it. It's never like sitting in a thrift store somewhere. But so
Right.
far, everyone's happy. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, Names and Places EP, June and July coming.
Yeah,
Park City, Utah, May 19th.
this Friday. Yeah,
Yeah. I think the episode will be released after the
sick.
song. Not
Last
to,
Friday,
not to step on
last
toes.
Friday. One
Yeah.
of those. Use one of those
Exactly.
clips and cut it.
There you go. Anything else that you would like to share before
Um,
we wrap up?
you know, Um, if you haven't heard Miranda, definitely go listen to that. That was the
Yeah.
first single from the project. Super stoked about that one too. Definitely like more of the hot B sound on that one.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we have another single coming after Park City that I'm really stoked about, and then the EP is sick, and then after that we have a lot more for the year too. We're not done, so
Awesome.
um, definitely stay tuned. And yeah, just thank you guys for all the support. Anyone who made it to the end of this interview,
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
And where can
Yeah,
everyone find you for the new listener?
yeah. If you're new, you can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere at Buppy Father. And then also come through on the Discord and hang
Oh,
out because that's where we're all at. And gets hard to respond to all of the DMs and the comments and stuff. So I find it much more organic and entertaining to just have everyone chat in the Discord. So
for sure.
join me there. I'll be there.
Cool. Oh, one more thing I wanted to ask you about. What's the
Yeah.
significance of the glove emoji?
Oh,
When
yeah,
did
the
that
glove.
become when did that
That came like right in the new year. And it's just a part of the names and places thing. We it's just kind of like I don't know. It's my most used emoji on my phone for a long time, so
Oh yeah.
I finally just like started throwing them out. But yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. There's been so many revolving like thoughts behind it. The easiest thing is that it's the most used emoji on my phone, but
There you go.
some people say it's for like, the tight knit community of everything
Uh-huh.
and stuff. And um yeah, I don't know. It's just the thing that's kind of holding together the emoji front of this whole rollout and stuff. So
We love to see it. I'm fully supportive of it. I love the cohesive branding
yeah, thanks for
aspect,
asking.
tying it in with the name. I was like,
Well,
because
Glave's got the little he's got a little sewing needle. That's Glave's thing. So
uh-huh.
a bunch
Yeah,
of people got
I think
random
every artist needs to take on the
some
whole
random shit. Yeah.
random emoji.
There you
Thank you
go.
so much, Buffy.
Yeah, thank you so much for having
Congratulations
me.